Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer, and I'm here today with my co-host, Haley Westrich.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
We have a new guest.
We do. We've got Lindsey with us from $1 Million Quartet.
So I'm excited because she is like the only female in that show.
Yes.
And so she plays a unique role, but she's got a great history.
Oh yeah,
here
she's
in
been
Branson.
everywhere in town. I mean, all over the country practically.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of August right now, and so there's just a little bit of time left for people to come get their summer vacations in.
Right.
And coming up is tax-free weekend, and that's one of the biggest weekends in Branson. Like, people just flock to Branson. Number one, they're going to Silver Dollar City, but they're also buying all their school supplies and back to school clothes at the Tanger Outlet or down at the Landing, wherever.
Right.
And so
perfect time to come to Branson one last time.
That we've got some new stuff, obviously, in town. The Track Family Fun Parks has a new ride.
Yes, I can't remember the name of it, but it's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And of course they have the Ferris wheel and the go-karts, and so lots going on there. And there's so much happening in Branson.
All the time.
All the time. And Branson, no vacation would be complete without desserts.
No. Do you have a favorite ice cream place in town?
Well, I like two.
Okay.
I like Andy's.
Yes.
Custard, which is, I guess maybe that's not ice cream, I don't know. And then Cold Stone.
Oh, yes.
So Cold Stone just opened a new place down by the Branson Landing. And so I don't think a lot of people know that yet, but if you're down by the Branson Landing, over there by Pie 5 and Jimmy John's and Qdoba, they have a new Cold Stone.
Yes, so after you get done shopping, you can just head over and get some ice cream. I mean, that's the perfect day right there.
It is. I love Cold Stone. I love Andy's. They're both great. So here's the deal. I always say this. On vacation, calories do not count.
No.
And so there you go. Okay, things you need to know. You never need to know. Here's a few of them. We're out of time, but I'm going to do them anyway. Phobophobia is the fear of having a phobia.
Interesting.
Symptoms include dizziness, excessive sweating, increased heart rate, and faintness.
Oh, boy.
That's a bad phobia to have. You might have a phobia. The designer of the Eiffel Tower built an apartment in the tower. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
He didn't live there, but he used it to entertain distinguished guests and scientists.
That'd be kind of cool, though.
So, yeah, it would be. Okay, that's just a few things you really don't need to know.
There you go.
So we'll be back in just a second. Stay tuned.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. So glad you're here. We have a new guest on the show, Lindsey. Oh my gosh,
I can do it.
Perichio.
Yes.
I was like, I went blank there for a minute. So
You got it.
I got it.
That's right, Perichio.
Welcome. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
So you're with $1 Million Quartet and also Shrek.
Yes.
And we want to talk about that, but you've got a great history, and so we want to take us back and tell us how you got into this business. And
my early childhood days.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it actually wasn't that early childhood. I took dance when I was a little kid, and took voice lessons and things. I grew up in a really small town in northern Illinois called Harvard. I just kind of got into the industry, doing community theater and things like that. I had my first professional job when I was 17 at Great America, just north of Chicago.
That's a theme park?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just kind of went on from there. I went to college after that, majored in musical theater. And minored in dance.
And where did you go?
I went to Millikan University.
Millikan.
In
where's that?
Central Illinois.
Okay.
Let's see. So while I was in college, I had those like summer gigs. I worked on the Spirit of Chicago, the little cruise ship, on the docks off of Navy Pier. I was a singer and a dancer in that show, and did a couple more theme parks, Busch Gardens.
Was that the one in Virginia? I was going to say there's one in Tampa, I know too. But,
I was in Virginia, and that was lovely. let's see, I did some summer stock theaters and, lots of repertory theaters, the kind of grunt work that you do when you're a college student. I also did actually Radio City here in Branson when the Radio City Christmas Spectacular
So you
was
were a
here.
rockette.
I was definitely not a rockette.
You were not a rockette.
No, I'm like not even 5 feet tall. No, I was.
You have to be a certain height, right?
You do, and I'm not even close.
Okay, that's hilarious. See, I don't know what the height is.
Yeah, no, it's tall. Taller than me. But I was a singer.
Okay.
In that show. And that was actually my first experience in Branson. I did that here at the Grand Palace when they were here. I was 19 at the time. Never been to Branson, never heard of it. So I was like, this place is crazy.
Yeah.
And the show was so great. So I had a good experience doing that. And then I went on to do that in Chicago the next year.
Well, see, I like to bring this up a lot because here you're talking about you came as 19 as a performer because we have this misconception that Branson is just old entertainers. And we like seasoned entertainers that have a long history. But here is another example of somebody coming in at a very young age, not really knowing a lot about Branson and going, this is crazy.
Yeah, no, it was a great experience for me. And I didn't, I did the Radio City show this one year, back in '99, and then I left. I did a lot of choreography up around the Chicago area, out in Colorado, places like that. And then a choreographer that I worked with in Chicago said, "Why don't you come down to Branson?" He does choreograph some shows down here. I'm like, I remember Branson. That was fun. I had a good experience there, So that was 16 years ago when I came back. And then I've been working mostly out at Silver Dollar City in their Echo Hollow, their amphitheater show. At night I was out there for about 14 years, and I did their Christmas shows, the Dickens Christmas Carol and It's a Wonderful Life. I swung a lot of those female roles. And then also here in town, I was in Comedy Jamboree for a few years at Grand Country Music Hall, and I choreographed and performed in Red Hot and Blue when it was there at Clay Cooper Theater.
Okay,
so
let's
been
talk
around.
about
Been around the bend.
Red Hot and Blue.
Yeah.
Like those people, I always felt like were some of the hardest working people because they dance their behinds off.
And that was my
Can I say
fault.
that?
That was
Anyway.
all my fault. I did that to myself.
And they change costumes all the time, and like they got to learn a lot.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
you're the one that put it all together.
Yeah, well, I didn't produce it, but I did choreograph it.
Okay.
So, when I should have been thinking about that, actually performing in it as I was choreographing it, because I made it really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an intense show, and it really gets you going. It was a 10 a.m. show, so you had to be ready for that.
I'm going to ask you a dumb question. Like, how do I learn to choreograph something? Like, how does that work?
I don't know. I just do what feels right to my body. And, I like I said, I grew up in dance, so I know a lot of different styles, which was good for Red Hot and Blue because it was a decades show. So there were lots of different styles. But yeah, I kind of just do what my body feels like doing, and I don't know, it just comes to me. Sometimes it comes very easily, and sometimes it's like I struggle with, certain things, and
Right.
I have to go back and be like, I just really don't like that, and I change it 14 times.
But you're not only choreographing one person, but a lot of times you're choreographing multiple people.
Yes. Like for Red Hot and Blue, our cast was about 8 people. I just did Shrek. I'm doing Shrek at the Welk now, choreographed that, and that was 25 people.
Wow.
So it just depends on what your set is and what your levels are and what the talent level is and things like that.
So are
you just
you,
adjust.
when you're doing that, are you kind of the person out in the audience, like yelling at them all in rehearsals,
Yeah,
like, hey, do this right?
Yeah, I'm screaming. I'm screaming at people all the time. In a kind way. But yes. I'm shoving with love. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Shove with love. But yeah, that is me. Bossing people around, I guess.
So how long does it take to choreograph something? For instance, like Red Hot and Blue. I mean, how many months?
It depends on, I guess, if I'm inspired or not. But usually I'll work on something for about a month before it starts, and I'll get going and try to get a bulk of the work done before we go into rehearsals. But it's, it happens organically too. So once I get into rehearsals and see the space or know, how many people can actually fit into this certain part, whatever, I have to adjust. But I start about a month ahead of time.
So now you're in $1 Million Quartet.
Yes.
As not just the choreographer, but like the performer.
Yes, and I do not choreograph $1 Million
Okay.
Quartet. There's really not much dancing in that.
Right.
But yes, I'm the one girl in it. There's a girl in it nobody knows about.
And then are you choreograph Shrek, but are you in Shrek too?
I am in Shrek. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the ensemble. I play an elf, and I play the voice of the gingerbread man.
Okay. Folks, if
Yes.
And here's the deal. We know when this first episode's like Shrek's going to be around for a very short amount of time. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. But then $1 Million Quartet will be there. And we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. So hang tight and we'll be right back.
One jam session, 21 massive hit songs, an electrifying true story. Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, and Elvis Presley. $1 Million Quartet, based on the Tony Award-winning musical, now playing at the Welk Resort Theater in Branson. Be inspired by a phenomenal true story and travel back to December 4th, 1956, when the father of rock and roll, Sam Phillips, brought together 4 legends for a once-in-a-lifetime performance. $1 Million Quartet brings the greatest rock jam session of all time to life, featuring a score of rock hits like Blue Suede Shoes, Great Balls of Fire, Walk the Line, Hound Dog, and more. See what fans are raving about. Call 417-337-SHOW or go to mdqbranson.com. $1 Million Quartet at the Welk Resort Theater.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We are here today with Lindsey Paricchio. Oh, I hope I got it right. With $1 Million Quartet, and you play Diane.
Correct, yes.
Right?
Yep.
And so let's talk about $1 Million Quartet and the show and what you do in the show and everything.
Okay, great. Yes, I played Diane. She just has the one name. She is Elvis's girlfriend, and she's actually based on a true person who was really there that day. Her name was Marilyn Evans, and she was dating Elvis at the time. But basically, the show's about this epic jam session that they had at Sun Studios in Memphis, and it's about, well, of course, there's all the characters in it are, Jerry Lee Lewis and Johnny Cash and Elvis and who am I missing?
Carl
Perkins, yes, of course. Everybody forgets about him.
And then Sam Houston.
And Sam Phillips.
Oh, Sam Phillips.
Sam Phillips,
Sam
yeah.
Houston
and
was the guy from Texas.
really,
yes.
ultimately, the show is about Sam Phillips and his journey, what he decides to do with his studio. And he was, I think they called him like the father of rock and roll, because he started all these, young people when they were pups, and they became huge stars, So it's about Sam Phillips' journey. And my producer, Chris Cathcart, always says that the show should be called Diane Saves Rock and Roll, because they have a couple scenes together where she kind of, basically puts a mirror in front of his face and reminds him of what Sam Phillips, of what he truly enjoys in life and what art is about and how it fills you. But it's a great show. All the guys in it that play the main characters, they're the band. They actually are playing their instruments and everything's live. We're singing live, and it's a really fun show.
It is a fun show, and it's a little different than a lot of Branson shows, because it not only does it have the music, but it also has the drama part as well. So it's more what I call a Broadway style show. Would you call it that?
Yes, it is a Broadway style show. I think it was on Broadway for a while.
Yeah.
And people I think come into it thinking that it's just going to be basically a concert with these kind of tribute artists. But there's a through line, and there's a script, and a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Lots of
And I
drama.
think one of my favorite parts is like the jam session at the end, because people aren't expecting that. I mean, the drama takes place, and at the end, they just break out in song.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
It's like a dance party. And
It is a dance party, yeah. And we always hope people get up and dance. Sometimes
Right.
they do, sometimes they don't. But we're having a great
Sure.
time out there for sure.
Absolutely.
So how did you get that role? Like, what did you like? How did that happen for you?
I when it first came to town, I was the understudy. So I had been covering all the 2 girls that were there previous to me when they needed a day off or whatever. So, and then when Sarah left last year, they just asked me if I wanted to go ahead and cover it full time. And so I did it last year full time, and then again this year.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been great. It's been really fun. It's an easy show for me. I just get to stand there at a microphone and sing. I'm not like dancing all
Tell
over
us
the
which songs
place.
you sing.
I sing the song Fever and I Hear You Knockin', which is kind of a rock and roll type fast belty song. Both of them are great.
So you have made Branson your home.
Yes, yeah, I have. Yeah, I came here 16 years ago thinking I was just going to do a 3-month contract out at Silver Dollar City. And then, I don't know, I liked it here. I really liked it here. I came from Chicago, and so it was an adjustment. The pace of Branson was quite an adjustment from Chicago. but I realized that I liked it. I really like the pace here, and I love the people. And
I think this is just another example of where people, and we've seen this a lot, where people like entertainers move here just to have somewhat of a normal life where they can raise their family. They don't have to be on the road all the time, and it's not just old entertainers. It's people at all kind of different ages, and you're just like to me another perfect example of that, where you've been in the entertainment business and you've raised your family here.
Yeah, I really love it here. I mean, before I came here, I was all over the place, different contracts, different states, and I mean, I basically had my whole life in a Ford Escort for a lot of years.
Ford Escort. I remember those Ford Escorts. That was a small little car too.
It was a little car. It was a little life I had going on, but it was portable. And now, I just landed here, and I really love it, raising a family and having fun. And there's not a lot of places like Branson where you can perform for a living and you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to get a serving job, and or whatever else you have to do. I've been doing what I love, and that's it for a long time, and it's because Branson has that to offer.
So if I wanted to start a show, I could call you up and say, I need you to do choreography, and you could do it.
Yes,
okay.
I think.
You think? It sounds like it. Now, I'm not going to start a show, so don't start any rumors. We're not going to start a show. Not this year, no. But that's really neat. And so you're once again the choreographer for Shrek, and then you play Diane in $1 Million Quartet. $1 Million Quartet is out at the Welk Resort on Highway 165. Beautiful theater out there, and they can also eat dinner before. They could go to the cantina, the stage door cantina, and grab some dinner beforehand. Yeah. And do you know what dates the shows are going to be playing yet?
I know it opens on August 29th, and we usually go through the end of the year, so around December 30th, 31st.
Yeah. So folks, be sure you can go to ibranson.com and you can check the schedule. It'll be on there for both shows. But if you're watching this in the fall, obviously $1 Million Quartet will be there. Great show, and it's based on a true story that was a one-night only thing when you had really all these superstars in one studio, and they actually captured a lot of that on tape, I guess, and that's how it all came about.
Right, there is an audio recording of it somewhere. I've never heard it, but it's all these mega stars just kind of jamming out and singing a gospel tune and harmonizing just on the spot. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, Lindsey, it's been great having you here today.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. And folks, be sure to go see $1 Million Quartet out at the Welk Theater on Highway 165. That's pretty close, actually, to the Table Rock Dam. So if you're out in that area, go out to the dam, check out the lake. I'm always amazed at the people that go to Branson and they don't know we have a big lake.
It's the best part. It's the best part for me. I love it.
So anyway, we'll be back in just a minute. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. Thanks for watching today. Great interview with Lindsey.
Absolutely. She was awesome.
She was, and very nice, and enjoyed talking to her. Be sure to go see $1 Million Quartet. If you haven't seen that show, go check it out. But there's still a little bit of time for families to go see shows and attractions in Branson. And
yes.
Sometimes I think people think, I'm not going to go to a show, but there are a lot of family-friendly shows in Branson.
For sure. You've got the Hay Goods, and that's fun for the entire family. You want more of like a pet show, maybe for the littler kids. You've got Amazing Pets at Grand Country Music Hall. I mean, there's just a lot of shows.
The Acrobats.
Yes.
And so what I tell people, the show industry is so huge, and there's such big variety in Branson. And next month, we have one of Branson's top magicians coming.
Yes, we've got Reza.
Yes.
So excited about that.
So Reza has been on the show, but never in studio.
No.
So this will be his first time in studio.
Yes.
So folks, watch next Thursday because Reza will be on the show, God willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll see you next week. And here's the deal. If you're planning your vacation, be sure to go to ibranson.com. Those folks can help plan your entire vacation. You can get them at 877-ENTERTAIN or ibranson.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.